You want to go ahead and get started?
Yeah, let's get started here.
All right, so for everyone, did you want to give an intro to yourself and Hermes first, or did you want me to kind of just get straight into the questions?
Sure, I can do a quick little overview and then we can get started with some questions.
Sounds good.
Okay, well, hello everyone and thanks for tuning in. My name is Austin and I'm the CMO of Hermes DeFi. Hermes is a decentralized finance platform where we offer a number of different services and functions surrounding DeFi. So, in brief, we have a couple of main features, including vaults, our bank system, pools, and farms. And these have various different connotations, but the general idea is you stake a token and you receive another token. That's as basic as it gets. So we're super happy to partner with Cosmic Universe and offer single staking. So not a LP pair. You're not providing liquidity with this, so there's no risk of impermanent loss. So it's a single staking of both the Cosmic and Magic tokens to earn our reward token Plutus. So to be 100% transparent, these will have a 1% deposit fee, and this fee is used to support the developers on our platform, as well as expanding our team and growing. So really, it's a reinvestment into the system you're already investing into. So yeah, that's a little bit about what we offer. I can speak more on these things a little bit later if they come up during questions.
Yeah, sounds good. So yeah, what we're gonna do first, I've got a few questions to ask you that we spoke about beforehand, but we'll have probably plenty of time after the questions I have for you for anyone in the community to ask any questions. It looks like a couple of you have already figured out how to request to speak, so that's good. I actually haven't done it before. Do you know what it looks like, Austin?
Yeah, a little. You can open up a side panel and it'll say request to talk. And there's also a little hand icon that pops up over someone's icon. So you can either invite them to speak and then you will be able to unmute or deny them, I guess.
And they have just like a little hand thing they can raise or whatever.
Yep. So on the bottom, if you're new to Discord Spaces, you should have at the bottom of like the cosmic stage, a couple different buttons. One of which would be request to speak. So we can use that later. Also, if you have
Sounds good.
questions you want to drop in the chat channel, we're going to use the Hermes channel. That way, our mods are monitoring this and they can help answer questions that I might not get to.
Perfect. Sounds good. So let's get right into the questions. You definitely kind of covered a good chunk of this, but can you explain what Hermes DeFi currently offers?
Yeah. So, like I said before, we have four main products that we offer right now. So, the first of which that I talk about is our vault feature. So, these are currently used for sushi swap LP pairs. For example, if you look at our website, which is plutus.hermesdefi.io, you can switch over to the Vaults tab and see the variety of different pairs that we offer. For this example, I'll use the first one, which is one BTC one. So it's a pair between these tokens. Basically, what you do is if you have you want to maintain exposure to these tokens, but you don't necessarily want to actively manage your investment. This is a fantastic way to automatically compound trading fees earned and reinvest them in those same tokens. So for Harmony, we have every 30 minutes these vaults are auto compounding. So they're reinvesting your money, and that's why they display an APY, which is a compounding figure. On top of that, we've enabled boosted vaults. So when you stake in our vaults, you receive a receipt token, and then you can additionally stake that token to earn Plutus rewards on top. So this is a nice way to get exposure to some, blue chips, some stable coin pairs, earn a stable trading fee based APY, as well as earn a little bit more on top through the Plutus reward system. Secondly, we have pools. I explained a little bit before, but basically it's stake a token to earn a token. We currently offer 6 different partner tokens. So these are either partners from our previous agreements, and this is where the Cosmic and Magic pools will go live Thursday, tomorrow morning. So with that, you'll be able to deposit these tokens in order to earn Plutus tokens. And I think it's about time that I announce the multipliers or the weight of these pools that for Cosmic and Magic. So the Magic token will launch with a 10x multiplier, and the Cosmic token will launch with an 8x multiplier. For context, the other 10x multiplier on our platform is ROY, the Crypto Royale token, and this is currently holding about $300,000 in liquidity and returning an APR of 134%. So these things are dynamic, they update in real time, so it's important to always monitor that before you make any sort of deposit. But that's sort of the starting point and where we might estimate depending on the liquidity and the value of the Plutus token. We also have farms, which are similar, but they also are for a trading pair. So we have 2 native farms, IRIS 1 and Plutus DAI, as well as a ST1 Wrapped 1 pair from SushiSwap. So that's a really great pair because there's very little risk of impermanent loss with this one, and you're able to earn Plutus at a pretty good rate. And finally, and sort of most uniquely, is our bank feature. So this was a core concept of the tokenomics of the Plutus token. I can talk a little bit more about the Plutus token later, but essentially you're locking Plutus away, saving it, as it were, for the Hermes protocol, and earning either a return in DAI, the stablecoin, or some of our partner tokens, Lumen, Uni, or we will also be opening up a Cosmic bank system tomorrow. So if you're already an investor in Plutus and you want to get exposure to Cosmic, you can do so through our bank. So it is important to know that this will lock your tokens in this contract until a certain date. When the Plutus bank unlocks, we are going to have smart contracts in place that allow a seamless and easy transition into the Hermes protocol, which I'm sure I will talk more about later. But in summary, it's our DEX and automated market maker system that we will be launching here on Harmony.
Awesome. Sounds great. So just like people in the Cosmic Universe community know, we've got a couple of different tokens for our project. We've got Magic and Cosmic. Hermes has multiple tokens as well. So can you explain to me what the IRIS and Plutus tokens are? Like, what are they and how do they differ from each other?
Yeah, so IRIS is our governance token, similar to how Magic is the governance token for Cosmic, right? Yeah, so this token will allow you to participate in governance votes that help shape the future of our platform. IRIS is a fully emitted token with a circulating supply of 1 million. It exists both on Polygon and on Harmony, but there are only ever 1 million tokens in existence. So that makes it really easy to calculate our market cap, and also we have experienced very active governance votes well on the Harmony platform. I think our last governance vote had about 680,000 voting power out of a possible 2 million. So we're seeing really great utilization of the token for the governance purpose. It has a second purpose, which is a reward token. So not only by holding IRIS do you get governance control of our platform, but you also earn rewards. So under our pools, you'll notice that we have a single staking IRIS pool that has grown tremendously since the last time I stopped and looked at it, but it's currently holding $2.5 million worth of IRIS in that contract. And so it's a great way to earn Plutus or earn a return. There's no fees for our native tokens, so you can come and go freely as you will with it. In the Hermes protocol, which is going to be our DEX, there will be a large portion of trading fees directed towards IRIS holders. There's a variety of mechanisms that we're discussing and still working out all of the features for, but the current estimate is 65% of platform fees will be directed to IRIS holders. For Plutus, this is our native token to the Harmony blockchain. So Plutus starts on Harmony and it's going to end on Harmony as well. Plutus is a farming token, and it's also essentially a pre-sale token. So we have rewarded people who have staked with us with this Plutus token as mostly a fundraising mechanism, so we are able to build our team and to expand and make partnerships to set us up to be in a really good position to launch our exchange. So when you earn Plutus, there's a few things you can do with it. You could sell it, of course, on the open market. We have all of our liquidity on Viperswap. You also could lock it in the bank to earn either DAI stablecoins or other reward tokens. Or you could compound it into the Plutus DAI LP in our farm and earn additional Plutus, currently at about 500% APR. So Plutus has been chugging along for about 6 weeks here, and we have about 2 more weeks of farming left, after which the emission of Plutus will stop. So essentially, and I want to make this clear to everyone, the pools and the farms that are currently earning these APRs, they will stop earning when the emissions stop. However, I'd also like to say that we're working on some governance proposals that will help extend the farming period. And this is to help the stability of our platform as we transition into our DEX product.
Great answer. Thank you for that. So earlier you had mentioned something called the Hermes protocol. What is the Hermes protocol?
So if you go through Twitter and you look up the hashtag Road to Hermes protocol, you'll see all of our tweets that are sort of surrounding this milestone of building this platform. So the Hermes protocol at its core is a decentralized exchange, so allowing swaps between tokens. And this is a service that is already offered on the Harmony blockchain by a few different providers. But we feel like there's a niche that we can fill for a trader-focused exchange platform. And as part of this, we have applied to Uniswap. Our snapshot vote for governance is live now, actually. So we are appealing to the Uniswap community as well as offering them direct financial incentives to bring Uniswap v3 contracts and deploy them on Harmony. Currently, they're not available anywhere else other than Uniswap, but they come with a number of generational improvements that can help reduce impermanent loss, can help concentrate liquidity, provide dynamic fees structures. So they're a generational improvement. We also are prepared, if necessary, to drop back to the V2 backend in case our governance proposal does not pass. However, we're really positive about it, and everyone who we've talked to has felt that it's a great idea. Our team seems well positioned and handled to be able to accomplish that, and we're going for it.
That's extremely exciting.
Does someone want to drop the roadmap in the Hermes chat? That might be good to follow along with if we talk more about the different aspects of the Hermes protocol that we want to build. I might do it if no one else does. Ooh, yeah, it's up here. Oh, there we go. Valley got it. Okay. So feel free to look at this. This is a brief outline of what the Hermes protocol actually will be.
I will keep going with the questions. Everyone can keep an eye on that as we go through these. But so yeah, the next question I have for you, are your devs doxed?
Yes. So all of our core devs have been doxed to Harmony as part of our grant application. We've completed 4 out of the 5 milestones with that and actually received those funds. So we're looking forward to putting that towards our audit as well. Speaking of other security measures. So not only are all of our core devs doxed to Harmony, but also myself and one other our community lead, Aaron, is publicly doxed. I'm also going to be at ETH Denver, so if you are at ETH Denver, grab me and I can give you one of my business cards. We can have a conversation, and if you show me the business card later, I haven't decided the amount, but there'll probably be a little giveaway surrounding if you can track me down at ETH Denver. So yeah, our devs are doxed. We're a transparent platform. If you hang out in our Discord, you'll frequently see us update with different, here's where we are on this project, here's where we are on developing this platform. We pretty much keep an open line of communication to our investors as much as possible.
Awesome. Yeah, sounds great. Well, I had a couple more questions for you, but your previous answers actually already
I'm too
answered it.
thorough.
You are very, very thorough, which is awesome. So yeah, it looks like there's only one person right now with the request to speak, so I will invite you up, Pyramid. Yeah.
That's what you sound like too. I think my connection's bad. I'm going to try again here in a minute if that's okay.
I hear you now.
Yeah, you came in good there, so.
Okay. I appreciate you guys doing this tonight, and I appreciate the opportunity to speak. I'm really looking forward to researching more about Hermes and how it ties into the cosmic universe and other Harmony projects. My question for you tonight, if you could just briefly, I know you gave a history of Hermes, and my question for you tonight is, there's so many DEXes right now, I think, in the space for Harmony. And I'm a little confused of how they perhaps have synergies and how they're working together. So I know Hermes is partnered with Cosmic Universe. I know there's an announcement pending soon with a 1.5 DEX coming out. And I'm just wondering if you could speak a little bit to all of us about how those are going to be synergistic. And then I also know there's a loot swap DEX out there that's getting ready to go away. And you could just talk briefly about how that's all going to work out then. Thank you.
Thanks for a fantastic question. You're totally right in that there are, I don't know if I have the full list, but there are more than 10 DEXes available on Harmony right now. And I don't know if I necessarily can speculate on how other platforms will necessarily act. But at Hermes, our focus is to enable sort of easy use. So our motto is safe, transparent, and fast. And I think that we've covered the safety, and we're going to launch with a fully audited platform. The transparent part is our transparent development, and the fact that we're going to enable SDK access as soon as we can. The fact that we're going to make sure that our charting system loads properly, reliably. We're going to enable a database that will allow people to easily query their transactions. Basically, we want to build a very easy to use platform that I don't know is necessarily, that need is necessarily filled on Harmony right now. Additionally, we're taking a trader-focused approach. So while there are, for example, DeFi Kingdoms has massive liquidity, right? And that's enabled them to be a hub to earn trading fees and to offer various farms and help boost new projects with their support. We want to do a lot of the same things, but we also want to make sure that we're a trading first platform. So with this, that means that you're going to be able to see the chart right next to where you're making your trades. It means that you're going to have a lower fee if at all possible, when the liquidity is available. So part of the rationale, other than general generational improvements to apply for Uniswap v3, is it allows us to have this dynamic fee range. I don't know how familiar you are with this technology, but our standard platform fee that we're aiming for is going to be 0.2% total paid for a swap. That's going to be our base fee. Compared to DFK and Viper, those platforms have 0.3% transaction fees on their swaps. So we're going to take the approach of honestly reducing the amount of transaction fees in order to help attract more liquidity and volume on our platform. So to wrap up just a little bit more, we're super happy to be partnering with Cosmic at this stage because I know you guys are also, there's a great NFT space here, and you guys have also partnered to bring this this conglomerate with LootSwap, etc. But that doesn't mean that there's necessarily competition, right? If there's, for example, a large liquidity pool of Cosmic on our platform and a large liquidity pool of Hermes on your platform, that enables people to funnel through these different exchanges to find whatever token that they're looking for. We have no control over who would decide to list with us, only who we, whitelist with the proper contracts, etc. But there will obviously be some cross exchange tokens that are shared between the platforms to allow people to migrate between them in order to suit their needs. I hope I was able to answer your question there.
That was a great answer. Or I thought it was a great answer. Did you have any follow-ups for that one, Pyramid? Oh, it looks like we don't have anyone.
Yeah, go ahead and raise your hand or drop a question in the... When you talk about this niche you are filling, what is the difference between Hermes and, for example, Viper? Oh, I answered you guys as well. I do think one of the other things that sets Hermes apart is our team, our communication, and our information sharing. People hop into our Discord in general chat all the time and are like, help, I'm brand new to DeFi. And through the help of our community members and our mods and our information sources, we're able to get them started on the path towards financial freedom. That's our goal. That's part of the reason why we deployed on Harmony, is we looked at their platform, we looked at their roadmaps and their goals, and they really aligned well with what we want to offer, which is a way to help bring people financial freedom.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the core things that we're shooting for as well with Cosmic Universe. So I think in like Harmony in general, universal basic income is a really big goal for the network.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really appealing feature, right? But with any sort of investment, you have to understand the potential risks of it. Sometimes these systems are not so easy to use. And so a lot of our design work is going to go into streamlining this and making it efficient. I also want to, I guess, tease, but not officially announce, that we're starting a wiki as well, a DeFi wiki, not just for our platform, but about concepts that are central across the DeFi ecosystem. So we're aiming to make it a little more digestible than maybe individual products documentation, and have multiple examples of different sort of terms like what is a liquidity pair, what does impermanent loss mean, and have like a calculator there right on the website to help you understand the concept. So it's meant to be like a learning platform as well.
I could have used that a few months ago for sure. I'm sure that'll be very popular, honestly.
honestly, I've been working on it for a while, but it's actually a little more complicated than I initially thought it would be. But to have all the features we want, you know.
Yep. Pretty ambitious. Looks like we've got another question here in the Hermes channel. Are you planning to add Magic Cosmic liquidity pairs in addition to staking?
At the moment, no. So on our current farming trajectory, you could say, we have just about 12 days left, and partially because of that, and partially because our agreement that we reached with Blizzard, and sort of the terms of that agreement focused on a single staking aspect. We would love to host a Cosmic Universe farm when we open up our DEX. That's a little bit ways down the line. But you can imagine that we want to, you know, if there's a demand for something like this and we can work out an agreement, we'd love to have it. But at the moment, no.
Thank you for that. It looks like we've got another one. I'm trying to figure out specifically what they're asking. So they're asking if you can explain how behind the scenes it works in regards to adding a token to Hermes. Like, do whatever projects have to like pay you, or like what's the business model there?
So it varies from partnership to partnership. The focus is for us always an even exchange of value between our investors. So there are different aspects that factor into that. How big is a project? How does it handle its social channels? And how does its tokenomics work? Sometimes that can be radically different depending on what token you're interacting with. So for, as an example, our agreement with Cosmic Universe, we worked out a deal where we are able to estimate the amount of deposited tokens based on the multiplier, given that historically the APRs settle out at, you know, X value. You can do some math and figure out, okay, that's going to be about $20,000 in Plutus that will be directed towards Cosmic and Magic holders. So as part of that, we asked, would you guys be willing to help bring people to your platform by enabling in our bank system locking of Plutus and earning of Cosmic? So in this way, it's a really nice synergistic relationship where if you are already a Hermes investor and you want to get more exposure to Cosmic, great, you can earn it at, you know, I would guess at least 0.3% daily APR in our bank system. You know, it's hard to tell, and I'm never going to be able to give you an answer of what will be the APR because it's dynamic, right? So that's a little bit about how we operate and how we make deals with different people. I do not believe that we have ever taken like a direct cut of these deals towards the developers. It's mostly about an exchange, like a cross-pollination of our platforms.
Awesome. Great answer to that one. So it looks like we've got another question here from Dom. When moon?
Well, we might be past the moon at this point. If you look at the chart for IRIS, it's been an absolutely fantastic week. We've been holding up extremely well during turbulent markets with our governance token, and people have really started picking it up recently. I checked the APR, not of just staking on our platform, but just the trading fee APR is around 200% right now for the IRIS 1 pair. Just in trading fees, that's how much volume we've been pushing. So we've been doing well in that respect. But I don't want to talk necessarily about, you know, the price of our token or anything like that. This is more of like a general conversation about our platform. So there's actually a question from Dish here that is asking.
I was just gonna read that one.
Oh, great. Do you want to read that out?
No, you're good.
Okay.
I didn't know if you had the channel open or not.
Oh yeah, I've been bouncing between. Dish is asking, how will Hermes implement a system that works out tax implications? If a lot of liquidity is added, the tax calculations per transaction can get complicated. Absolutely. We are well aware of the potential complications of this system, but it's honestly something that needs to be addressed. So a lot of people are nervous about using DeFi, not only because they don't understand it, but because they're worried about being taxed on it and not having proper tax documentation to pay, whatever government they're in. And that's, you don't want to be, in my case, caught by the IRS. So the way we're going to handle this is through the development of a database backend. So you might have heard before, there's this Graph API database that is used for a lot of the charting of different DeFi platforms. That information can also be used, or that system can also be used to store transaction information. So with that, and by linking it to a wallet, you should be able to easily generate a transaction history. When we get more specific, like was this transaction a first in, first out, or last in, first out, that those details might be a little harder to work out. But it's also math, and we're planning on either moving one of our devs over towards developing this backend exclusively, or hiring an additional dev specifically for this feature. It's something we really want to put a lot of effort into to make it the best possible.
Great. Yeah, I know. I'm definitely nervous with tax season coming up, so that's definitely a great question to ask right now. Let's see. I stepped away from that channel. Have there been any other?
Yeah, there's a few more here. So Revival is asking, is magic rewards locked when staking? I would just like to clarify that there are no locked rewards on Hermes. The only lock mechanism we have is in our bank, and you're locking Plutus to earn other tokens. All of our pools you can withdraw at any time. There is a 1% deposit fee, so I do not recommend, withdrawing and depositing frequently. But for example, if you, wanted to catch a leg up on a different coin and you swap it over, etc., and redeposit later, you can totally do that, and no rewards are locked. Plutus is, fully emitted. In terms of lockage, there's no lock. And I also want to say that when Hermes launches with the Hermes protocol, we are designing a tokenomic system that does not rely upon a lock for a number of reasons. First of all, it prevents investors from reinvesting their profits. So it's really actually harmful for investors because it doesn't necessarily allow them to capitalize on the gains that they have made. So as part of our goal to be a trader-focused DEX, we're taking an approach where that is not something we do not want to have locked rewards. Additionally, locked rewards can present kind of like a security problem. Because it concentrates a lot of money into one single contract. And if that contract is exploited in any way, it could be potentially extremely disastrous. Sorry, I also just want to say that locking is a perfectly valid tokenomic model. There are just some things about it that doesn't necessarily make it suited to the way we want to run our exchange.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think locking definitely has its uses, but with the farming token, it's pretty neat how you guys have designed the system, honestly.
Yeah, and I mean, I could sit here and talk about tokenomics all day, but a lot of thought has gone into designing Plutus to reward investors while controlling the supply. It's always hard when you have a lot of emissions. You know, we're paying out these APRs, but how are we able to sustain them? And why hasn't our farming token crashed to the ground? You know, which happens with a lot of different platforms. So this is something that all of our team and honestly our community discuss quite a bit. We've taken ideas from the community that have made a significant impact. We've included some of them in our Uniswap proposal, you know? So this is something we're always learning about and happy to discuss. One sick puppy, I already mentioned the differences between Plutus and IRIS, as well as the different services we offer. So I'm not going to repeat it here, but feel free to hop in our Discord and you can learn more there very quickly.
Plus, this will be posted on
Yes.
YouTube afterwards, so you can definitely listen. And I think it was probably within the first
first like
minutes or so.
Half for sure. Will there be auto compounding in the future? We do have auto compounding vaults available, not with our own native tokens, but with a number of SushiSwap LP pairs. Where does the token name come from and how is it related to the project? That's a great question and kind of like a fun question, you know? Our design is focused around the god of speed, Hermes. And you can see this in our tokens. So the foot, or the winged foot of Hermes, is the center of our Plutus and Iris tokens. And we chose Hermes because he's the messenger of the gods and he's really fast. We think it was fitting with our image of being transparent and communicating frequently with our investors, and also being fast in matching the pace of our fast development and our expansion on Harmony. I think it just worked out very well. Because I don't think a lot of you have seen it, I'm going to drop in a picture of our new token. So this is going to be the Hermes token. This is what it's going to look like on our exchange. We took a number of design choices from our community. We have a dedicated graphics designer. He could tell you a lot more about why he chose these colors and the imagery he was trying to make. Actually, in our art channel, he did a write-up, and you guys can go over and read that, how the process went. A really fun process to see how you end up with a design like this.
That logo is sweet.
I love the colors. I'm sold on the colors for sure.
Yep.
I have a question, if you like.
Go for it.
So where can our community go to, well, first of all, how big is your dev team and your community team? And where can our community go to find out more about?
Our development team consists of 2 front-end developers, 2 back-end developers, as well as, I guess, myself and Valley, our CEO, acting as bug testers, translation layers between these 2, sometimes very different fields, community leads, etc. And then we have a dedicated community lead, Aaron, who is responsible primarily for our Reddit channels and also helping out with other socials. And then we have a fantastic team of mods that help regulate our Discord and Telegram chats, as well as help our community learn about DeFi. So this is our team, and we have acquired funding to expand our team. So we're not quite ready to announce any sort of official hiring, but we will likely very soon to expand the pace of our development.
Cool.
Did you have a second part of that question? Oh, right. Where can people go?
Yeah.
So you can go to discord.gg/HermesDeFi. Our Discord's the best place to start. It's very engaging. You can also find all of our links to various other socials on our website, which is plutus.hermesdefi.io. And there you can also see all of the products that we offer, etc. Thank you. We're gonna take our favorite parts and use them in our next layer. We've started just our front end devs actually today was showing us a few different concepts that they had, and I'm really excited to see how it looks in the end. Looks like Dish had another question here. How will the Hermes DEX drive further adoption, especially in the Harmony network? This is actually part of our motivation paragraph during the proposal we wrote to Uniswap. Essentially, we think that the Harmony ecosystem has been absolutely booming for GameFi, for NFTs, for a lot of very interesting and sometimes not necessarily finance-focused products. So there's a lot of people on Harmony that haven't really been exposed to DeFi. And so by making our platform one of the easiest to understand and one of the easiest to use, we hope to take the lead in that respect on helping to onboard people to the idea of DeFi in general. Are there any hands raised, or is anyone?
Questions, Dish?
Yeah, these are really good questions.
I think everyone's being shy. They're
That's
just here for the show. They
that's
don't wanna be
typical.
part of it.
You know,
Yeah.
it happens.
Got another question I can ask you in the
Yeah,
meantime.
go for it.
So you'd mentioned that you had certain ideas that were kind of like originated from some of your community members, and that you had included some of that kind of stuff in your Uniswap proposal. Do you have any other examples of things like that? And have you guys done anything to like explicitly like gather some ideas from them about certain things?
Yes. So a lot of our we everyone says that we're always working and we work extremely hard. And it's honestly because we gather so many good ideas, then we try to implement them. So we have a dedicated channel called Suggestions in our Discord where people pop in and say, hey, it would be nice if this was a thing. So honestly, there's a few things on our roadmap that were ideas that I'll list them off because I think I remember all of them. So first of all, the IRIS node. So a node is a DeFi concept where you stake a token and earn a stable return on it in a different token. So we have an element of this with our bank, but by directing it through IRIS and our lending platform, this will allow us to utilize our own DeFi systems to diversify our investments and provide value in other coins, for example. That IRIS node concept came from a community member recommending that. Also, the idea of a tax reporting. Actually, I've been thinking about that a lot, but also it was a heavily requested feature from our community. We also have seen things like website updates. So people were like, hey, the end of farming is coming up and we want to make sure that people are well aware of this before they enter into a pool. We said, great, let's make it right on the homepage, a countdown for farming. So it's things like this. It's things like showing the value of your staked LP in parentheses that makes me honestly able to track my investments right on our site more easily. I couldn't list all of the community ideas that we got, but we're always receptive.
Awesome. Great answer. Yeah, that's really awesome. It's been pretty cool. We've done a few things like that with this project as well. And I don't know, they're always really fun, like getting those suggestions and kind of incorporating that into what we've got going on. Recently we had like a contest where people were able to like choose the next companion for one of our like upcoming races.
Mm-hmm.
And it was cool. We had some really neat suggestions and people got to vote on it. But yeah, it's cool. I think that's a really neat part of being involved with these projects, especially early on like this.
Absolutely.
So it looks like we've got a couple of requests to speak, so I will let you up first, Chaotic Kinesis. Hello, Chaotic.
Hi. So, I saw that you have a listing on DeFi Llama, and that links to the your previously when you were on the Matic chain, and it looks like that hasn't been updated in a while. Also, that links to your audit page, and again, that so those date back to the Polygon contracts, but it looks like hasn't really been updated since you've been on Harmony.
Yeah. When I didn't actually understand just how frequently people used DeFi Llama to track these sorts of things until I was in a call with Jack from Harmony. And he's like, "Where are you guys on DeFi Llama?" And I was like, we have not gotten around to it. We've partnered with and made pull requests to add our system to VFAT tools. We have a relationship with Tin Network that allows you to break down and see our total value locked, and well, if it works. So we've reached out to 8board. There's tons of different providers for these sorts of services, and honestly, we just haven't had the development time to apply for them all. Especially at this point within the Plutus timeline. This is something that we, based on community feedback again, are definitely going to have in place on launch for the Hermes protocol, because it is a very useful tool. Yes, that the short answer is we haven't gotten around to it yet.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. So Kevin, BrotherONE, go ahead.
Hey, what's going on, guys? And hey, Rhythm, nice to speak with you again. But hey, Austin, just wanted to give you a compliment, man. I've kind of been keeping an eye on your guys' project, and I know that you've come into a lot of our spaces for the community on Harmony, and it's been actually awesome to see you guys grow and participate. So I just wanted to give you guys a compliment there. I'm wishing you guys the best of luck, and I'm rooting for you guys because it seems like you guys are serious, and I can genuinely tell that you really want to grow with our community. So just kudos to your team, and I'm happy to hear that your dev team is doxxed and you guys are just ready to put in some work. So kudos to you guys, man.
Thank you. That means a lot, honestly. I personally have been trying to integrate myself as much as possible to the Harmony community. I'm going to put in a governance application to be a part of the RPC 2.0 team, as I have experience because I set up the Hermes DeFi RPC, which, by the way, is free to use and anyone can use it. So if you want to use it, check out our website. We have not had a single period of downtime since it was launched 20 days ago. So yeah,
I second that. It's a great RPC. Definitely recommend using it.
Our current operating costs for doing it are negative $500 a month. But it's a service that Harmony needs, you know? And if it's something that we can provide like that, it's worth it, you know? So we have, I'm also a big computer hardware guy, but I've been getting into networking now and it's crazy. So we have like a geo routing, redundant servers. There's a reason why it's been 100% uptime. But yeah. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, great thing to be aware of for sure, that RPC. Whenever, yeah, now I have like 3 or 4 of them that I shuffle between, and ever since the Hermes one came out, I've just kind of left it there.
That's nice to hear. Thank you. I worked really hard on it. Okay, so someone asked about having a lower swap fee compared to other platforms. What if another platform comes and undercuts you? Great. Honestly, the whole idea of competition, especially in financial markets, is how the consumers win. So if there is a platform that comes out and they are just as transparent and just as safe and just as responsive, and, you know, great, maybe I'll be doing my swaps there. But, you know, the idea is to become a leader in the space. And so there's a way that we can become a leader by leading by example, but also that swap fee is typically directed towards like developers or the owners of the governance token. And that's honestly where the hit is that we're taking. You know, our current tokenomics, I'm not quite ready to release yet. But compared to some other exchanges, some other platforms, as I've been researching this, I'm a PhD scientist, by the way. That's my trade. So I research. That is what I do. And so as I've been learning about the other DEXes and how they operate and the fees that they take, we're not undercutting the LP providers. We're undercutting the devs. So we're taking the hit to try to provide a more competitive service for everyone.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
So we've got a few minutes left, everyone.
This has been an awesome session, by the way.
Chat. It has. It's been pretty engaged. I've enjoyed this.
And I look forward to hosting you guys over in our Discord for a Cosmic AMA.
Oh, snap. Yeah, that'll be good.
All right. Well, I'm fine wrapping it up here. Sorry, go ahead.
Skirt just asked a good question. So if the devs take a hit, how do you keep or acquire good talent?
Volume. Simple enough. So the volume of the platform, the success of the platform, if it is high enough, you know, will support our continued growth. So it's a technical, like it's a risk we're taking, you know, but at the same time, there are other avenues for hiring devs. For example, the Harmony grant, it's going to go straight towards our very expensive audit, and also trying to expand our team. And as part of our Plutus layer, we've had deposit fees that have allowed us to grow our team. So this is, you know, it's dynamic, the amount our developers are paid based on the success of our platform. Obviously, as we move forward, we would love to be able to offer people stable salaries, of course, and I think we'll get there. So I'm not necessarily worried about how we will pay for good talent. We found some already, and we're going to keep looking for more.
That's a great answer. Well, I mean, I think if everything continues in the current trajectory, that won't be a problem at all. The volume, at least. I think people will be really excited to get using the new text when it comes out. Last questions?
Thanks for your support, everyone. I want to reiterate that our entire development team is transparent and open. You can ask us anything, and we will do our best to respond to you. We're not trying to hide anything. We're not trying to mislead anything. IRIS jumped to $4 today, and I told people, take profits. I am not all about this ape-in mentality. I am not about encouraging bad investment decisions. I come from knowledge of financial platforms, from trading, and I want to make sure that we're serving our users and they aren't serving us.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's definitely not something that you will hear very often, that someone leading a project is encouraging people to sell their tokens. So
if it's a healthy system, why not? Why not take a little bit of profit, diversify, you know? But also, you know, I didn't sell.
fair, yeah.
So
Awesome. Well, it looks like we are just about at time, so we will close off the questions for now. But thank you, everyone. Did you want to say anything as we sign out?
If you missed anything, this will go up on our YouTube shortly. Feel free to ask questions in our Discord, discord.gg/Hermes DeFi. thanks for your attention. I hope you enjoyed your ASMR. And if you know any friends who have lots of Uniswap, tell them to vote yes for our proposal. That's all.
Awesome. Well, thank you everyone for joining us, and hopefully we will see you next time we have one of these. This was really awesome.
Thank you guys for hosting. It's been a blast.